All right, guys, it's Connor within your Drive by Auto out here. We're working on this 2004 F-150, and it's got the 5.4 liter 3-valve V8 in it. And we're working on these dreaded spark plugs out here. These things cause everybody trouble. So we've tried the press tool and everything, tried to glue it into the porcelain and get it out of here. What happened is this is a new spark plug, and it's a really odd spark plug. But what happened is this part right here is a separate piece from the rest of the plug. So when you unscrew it, this bottom part gets stuck in there. So we got to there's a bunch of porcelain inside this part of the spark plug that's stuck down in that cylinder. So we got to drill that porcelain out and then thread the inside of this shell right here and try to get it out. But we've tried all the correct ways of doing it. So now we're going to try not highly recommended method of doing this. But we got to get it out because if we can't, the engine's dead. So let's see how this works. Now they make a tool that you're supposed to glue to the porcelain and press it out, but we tried that and it didn't work. We couldn't get the glue to stay, so that's why we're drilling. All right, so that drill didn't really work. All we did was burn up a bit, so that's like 40 bucks down the drain. So we're gonna go with an even less recommended method of doing this. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a hammer and a punch to break the porcelain into tiny little pieces. And there's the porcelain all broken up and ready for extraction. All right, so that worked. We got it busted up. So now I got to take this little syringe right here and try to suck out the busted up porcelain powder and everything out of here. The reason we're sucking it out instead of using an air compressor and a hose to try to blow it out is because now that that porcelain's busted, there's nothing stopping it from going down in the combustion chamber. And we don't want that broken porcelain getting down in there, because if we do, we got to take the whole head off the engine and everything to clean it all out, because you can't let it run with stuff in that combustion chamber. So we're going to have to try to suck it out. All right, so now we got this little guide that sits down in the spark plug hole. And we got this tap. We got to put it down in here. We got to tap this little metal sleeve right here that's still stuck down in there. That's the broken one that we just took out, and that's the new one. So we got all that porcelain out, but now that sleeve is stuck. So we got to tap the sleeve, thread it with a bolt, and then press it out. And now we got the stud we got to put down in here and put it down on our guide. And then we screw it into the sleeve. We got to take this nut and put it down on top of this stud. And then we'll tighten that nut and that'll press that thing right out. There she is. Look, see, that's that little bit of porcelain that was still left in there. That's why I was saying we needed to be careful, because we didn't want to punch any porcelain down into that combustion chamber. So we're going back in with Ford Motorcraft parts. We don't want to be doing this again, so we're going in with good parts. And just in case we do have to do it again, we put anti-seize all over the threads on this thing. So if we do have to do this again in the future, or whoever has to do it again in the future won't have this problem, hopefully. Now, we're not doing all that without putting in a new coil pack on the spark plug. All right, so we got this thing running pretty strong now, so we're going to take it out on the road, give it a test drive. But just remember, if you got a Triton V8 and you're having issues with your spark plugs, don't hassle with it or anything. Just call us. We'll get you taken care of. It's not going to be cheap, but we'll get it done.